Good afternoon, everyone. Today I would like to present my TOK presentation on change in perception, and I would like to start with my real life situation. The real life situation happened in 1977. Marie and Gray, at the age of 22 years old, accidentally killed a boy. His name was Brian. He was a college graduate. It was late evening. She was driving home when she saw a boy crossing the road, but it was too late. She tried to turn away from him. She hit the boy with a car. She panicked and ran out of to the woods. After 20 minutes, the police arrived and she confessed that she hit him. Unfortunately, the boy died, and I already said that, but his name was Brian. The police did not arrest her because they didn't find any indicators that she was negligent or distracted or impaired in any way. For the next few years, she would still have unexpected hallucinations and flashbacks to that night, to a horrific accident. The ghost of her victim, Brian, is still following her until now. His voice is still inside of her head, even after a therapy that she went to in 2002. During her happy moments, she has the voice reminding her what she did to that boy. So from this real life situation, I came up with a knowledge question: to what extent are we justified in saying that the past can influence one's perception of the reality? In this real life situation, we can see that the action that was made by Marianne is still affecting her and her lifestyle. She sees everything in a more pessimistic way. The ghost of her victim is still following her. She started to be more conscious, and at the same time, she became less open-minded. She hides her feelings, and she doesn't want anyone to support her. She don't want to express her emotions. From a total optimist, she became a total pessimist. The knowledge question can be answered with help in different areas of knowledge, such as human science, natural science, and history. Also, the answer can be followed by ways of knowing, such as emotions, memory, and reason. Moreover, all these areas of knowledge and ways of knowing are presented in the real life situation as well. So first of all, I want to give the definition of the perception. The perception is the act or faculty of perceiving or apprehending by means of the senses or mind, conscious or understanding. Like in the case with Mary, her perception has changed completely. So I came up with my claim, number one, and my claim is what action can affect long-standing relationships. So for more than 300 years, Ukraine and Russia had friendly diplomatic relationships. However, now they're enemies. The reason for that is that in 2014, Russia decided to return Crimea Peninsula that was given to Ukraine by Nikita Sergeyevich Khrushchev. Also, Russia is still trying to destabilize the geopolitical situation in Ukraine. After Russia annexed Crimea, Ukraine changed its attitude to it. The borders are closing, people cannot freely move between two countries. As a result, the family relationship between people are ruined. Economical and cultural relations are violated. Ukrainian government is trying to prohibit Russian language. Lastly, the relations between two nations are in decline because of the humanitarian and linguistic issues. So I came up with my counterclaim. Sometimes people do not learn from their mistakes. A person I know was arrested for a speed violation. I don't want to say the name of that person, so for the privacy reasons, so let's call him Violator. It was a late dark night. The speed limit was 70 kilometers per hour when he was traveling with the speed of 100 kilometers per hour. He saw the police car, but he decided not to slow down. He thought that because he was driving an expensive car, the policeman will not stop him. That is how it works in Ukraine. Police don't want to deal with influential people, and an expensive car is a sign of a high rank. However, he got caught by the policeman. The policeman arrested him, he paid a fee, and now he's still driving over the speed limit, meaning that the action that he made in the past didn't change anything, didn't change the way he acts now. So he still thinks that an expensive car will solve all the problems. So his perception did not change at all. So my second claim is emotions is a tool that changes the perception of the reality. So every day I listen to music. I try to listen to positive music like pop songs. So I have a good mood, and that is the reason why I see everything in a more positive way than others. My mind intuitively feels that everything is good and I want to stay positive, or vice versa. When I listen to sad music like rap, like Russian rap especially, the world, I see the world in black and white. There is no difference between good and bad. The world seems to be meaningless. But when I listen to positive music, the world seems to have more colors and sense actually. This is happening on the level of intuition because of our senses. Hearing just because we're humans, and that's how we make the thing. So I came up with this counterclaim: the reality cannot be changed by the change in emotions. So I have a friend, her name is Sophie, and she usually tries to use tears as an outlet of her negative emotions. However, it doesn't work that well. Usually when she cries, she feels more depressed, and then the world still looks really depressing, meaning that the perception of the reality did not change, and she still sees everything as it was before she cried. Moreover, this information was given from my friend, and that makes it valuable. So, also, people try to use language and communicate with others, like go to therapy, like in case with Marianne, but it did not help her. So I also have two additional real life situations. My second real life situation is about Billy Gostrovsky, who at the age of 17 went to the Antarctica expedition on Hudson, on Richard Bayard's ship, by sneaking to that ship by swimming through the Hudson River. After this, he realized that he can do something great to the world because he was so impressed that of Antarctica and how he can get with people. So he realized that he can do something great for this world. So he served in World War II as a captain of Liberty ship. So we can see that the action he made in the past made him famous and changed his attitudes towards what is happening in the world, which caused the change in perception of the reality, like in the first real life situation. I lost my job over a Facebook post. Was that fair? So that's my third real life situation. It's this real life situation about Rachel Burns, who posted a photo from the Christmas party on Facebook. So reason why she was fired of that photo has four different let's say steps. The first was she posted a photo on Facebook. She indicated the Park Hall residence, and a man with Down syndrome didn't want to be on the picture, so he had to jump into a shot beside her. Also, she posted a video of a music night, and the relative of one of the residents was there, and he did not meant to be there, so he had problems with the family. And now she doesn't use social media in the way she used it before, and she realized that life is better in the real world than in the online world. So I came up with the conclusion: the knowledge and insight gained from the areas of knowledge of the human science can have positive effect on the perception of the reality of an individual because of the ways of knowing used to attain the knowledge. Whereas this scientific method deals with different ways of knowing that are based on both the perception of the individuals and on the perception someone has of you. We can find a lot of examples of this in other areas of knowledge in ways of like natural science and history. Finally, I can say that past sometimes can influence the perception of the reality. However, it does not always a case, like with a person I know for the speed violation, or Sophie who cries but doesn't change, but her tears doesn't change anything. So, and that's my works cited page.